On and start the presentation. Well, and today is another event on helping the student to review some key areas in level 5. Last week, we had an event on L5M5, and this time we had L5M2. Those modules, both FM5 and FM2 are core. So you need to write those exams. Okay, these are not elective. And talking about level 5, I can say that the pass rate in these modules are pretty high. And I also think that also explains why today we have to few participants. Anyway, then with anyone with needs, we try to accommodate. So welcome to today's event on FM2. And this module is about managing the supply risk. We only have time to view some key area, the areas that have multiple questions that may appear in the exam. So this is my list of topics today. First, I think you are very familiar with this, the 4 T's of risk management, tolerate, treat, transfer, and terminate. Second, we learn about different plans in risk management, contingency plan, disaster recovery plan, and business continuity plan. And then another topic that is very familiar to any level 4 student about insurances. Different type of insurance and the principles in insurance. And finally, Cips prefer to ask about ISO standards. So the not I don't skip this, and we are going to review the key standards in risk management. And just like our recent events, today I also have a small game with a small prize. Okay, so I have 8 questions, and you need to, okay, if you want to win the prize, you need to answer those questions, and um, you can answer it by type within the comment. There are 8 questions, uh, and the people with each question, the fastest and correct answer would get 5 points and go on. Finally, we summarize who get the highest score and award the prize. The prize here include either one of three things. One is the lifetime access to practice question of your choice. Currently for level 5, we have L5M2, L5M3, L5M4, and an upcoming L5M5. That is the practice question. If you like any of those tests, okay, we can keep that for free. Second, if you already own those tests, then you may choose Netflix gift code or the mobile top up, depending on availability and your preference. So you may win one of these three if you join this game and give the fastest and most correct answers. All right. So now we have a small competition, and I want to spice things up like that. Now we can start our review of some topics in L5M2. Okay, the first one, I think it's pretty familiar about the 4 T's risk management. The 4 T's include tolerate, treat, transfer, and terminate. Tolerate means we just let the risk happen. We don't try to manage that. We just let it happen. This is a reaction, the reaction to the risk, and the typically applicable when the risk has little impact. Okay, it doesn't impact much on your operation, or it is just apply some nuisance in your operations. However, even if we try to tolerate the risk, then the risk needs to be monitored in case that there are some change in the circumstance that makes the risk more dangerous and may cause a lot of damages to your organization. Second, we have treat the risk. Treat means we need to not only manage but mitigate against the risk. We need to prepare some plans for if the risk happens. Okay, like we need to have an alternative plan, another supplier, an alternative product, or a backup plan when in the case that something bad happened, the treat the risk. We prepare the mitigation plan for if the risk happen. With transfer, the risk here is pushed or transferred to another party. Could be the supplier through indemnity clause or to the insurer with the insurance policy. With this one, then the risk could be transferred, but actually we are still the ones who suffer the consequences from the risk. Therefore, you need to calculate carefully whether this risk could be transferred and whether the transfer here help you to recover the loss or maintain normal operation and minimize the both direct and indirect loss. And finally, we have terminate. Termination means the risk is removed by, we may do that by switching to an alternative plan, even before the risk happen. Like to terminate the risk of disruption in supply chain, then we may use the shorter supply chain. We may purchase from very close supplier, or we may terminate the risk by by producing the product ourselves. That can terminate the risk of supply chain disruption. However, terminate one risk may lead to the emergence of another risk. Like if we make rather than buy, then there is a risk that we could not focus on our core competency and may risk falling behind in the competition. Therefore, risk termination should be considered carefully, and we need to know that risk cannot be all risk could not be terminated totally. There are always risks. There are always uncertainties in business and in life. Therefore, we need to know how to manage them. Terminate is one option, but not always the best option. Now, let's try some small question about the 40s of risk management. Due to the limitation of our communication technology, I could not provide you with a matching question. Anyway, then I try my best to reconstruct the questions so they become closest to the exam question. Now, let's try with the first question, whether all risks could be terminated. Yes or no? Please answer. Treasure comes first with B. Mabuza answer with D and Nishi with B. Okay, so the majority here becoming B. Yep, and Troy also B. Troy, please answer the question by push into the public message to everyone, not only me, because I need the assistance from Jessica to calculate the point. I don't have the time to calculate that. So Troy, please answer to everyone, not only me. Don't send me private message on Zoom.
Huh?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to speak?
Hey, I can hear you. Do you have any assistant?
Option B.
Samuel, please answer by typing. Okay,
I answer by typing.
yeah, type into the chat so that we can record your answer, please. Okay, so I can see that there are two opinions here. One is B and one is D. Of course, not all risks could be terminated. Therefore, we look for answer with no. And there are two opinions here, B or D. With B, then the risk must be managed to allow for potential growth and innovation. And with D, it's about they can fully transfer. The thing is, not every risk could be transferred. Okay, so D could be eliminated, and therefore the answer must be B. Not all risks could be transferred. Um, for example, let's say the risk of uh, late delivery, although the damages or the consequences could be transferred, but you may still suffer from that. Or let me think. What kind of risk could not be transferred? No, let me think. Possible the risk of changing the risk of changing market. It means um, you are selling some products and the taste in that product change. Then that risk could not be transferred. You could not blame someone. You could not contract someone for policy for that. You need to track yourself and prepare for that. Therefore, there are some risks that could not be transferred. And another thing is that sometimes we need to take risky actions to allow us to be innovative and have rooms for growth. Therefore, B is correct. B is correct. Okay, so I highlight green here. So congratulations to anyone with answer B. We try the second question. We try the second question. Let's see what is the correct answer here. Now, Felix goes first. Hey, I can see that all the answers are C. Any other any other opinion? As you can see from this question, we have an IT company, a data management company, and they have cyber attack risk. Therefore, this question asks about what is the measure that can have to manage the risk here, and it's about cybersecurity, right? So we could not like just terminate the risk because that would require us to turn off the database or disconnect it from the internet. That is not practical. That's not practical since it needs to connect to get regular update and to have the customer to access from far away. Um, it could not be tolerated. We could not ignore the attack because it could inflict a great harm to both the company and customers. We could not transfer it to another party, like the insurance company, because it's very hard to estimate the loss, and it may take time. It may take time to calculate the loss as well. Furthermore, we could not calculate the loss regarding the loss of reputation. Once the data is leaked, then the company here may suffer a great reputational damage, and therefore it's very hard to recover since that. Therefore, the only option here is to treat the risk and by preparing for every case that possible, prepare for the worst case scenario by provide sufficient training, uh, provide a strict protocol regarding security and update. Therefore, the answer here is C. And I think that you are very experienced in risk management. Okay, we can close question 2 here. Now, it's time to move on another topic about different plans within risk management. Um, in the study guide, we had 3 plans, majorly 3 plans: the contingency plan, business continuity plan, and disaster recovery plan. I need to say that I'm using the old study guide, the previous book version, not the latest. And I think the new one would not very different on this. In the study guide, if you open page 92 on part 2.3 or 2.4, I don't remember that. But in that, then they say that contingency plan consists of components, 3 major components. Uh, Initial incident response. then disaster recovery, and then business continuity plan. Those so these three plans are interconnected, and in fact, contingency plan is the one that cover the other two. Contingency plan is the plan that uh, take place or the action that we may undertake when the primary option fails or it is unable to achieve the desired outcome. Contingency plan, as you can say in day-to-day language, it could be called plan B. So we all know what plan B means. And contingency plan, if it is done rigorously, then contingency plan should include the disaster recovery plan and business continuity plan. Disaster recovery means what we do after we are struck by a disaster like a fire or some natural disaster, and how each function should recover its own operation. And business continuity plan is plan that comes after disaster recovery. When after immediately after the impact, then we need to have the disaster recovery, and then we continue on business continuity. This is on how business can maintain the operation after that critical event. With this business continuity, I think the slide guide provide pretty clear instruction on how to prepare a business continuity plan. And they provide a very clear structure for this. It is a guidance for students to apply in their job. We have a structure for business continuity, like first with the purpose and scope of the plan. The plan, it should not be to it should not cover too many areas, since an organization may operate in different area in different markets, and the business continuity plan should be specific to each situation, especially when uh, the risks are vast and there are many types of risks. Therefore, we need to be sharply focused on certain area, and business continuity plan should be specific and provide specific actions for recovery. Then we may have another part on plan activation and notification, under which circumstance it would be activated, and it would be undertaken by different stakeholders. And it should provide the guidelines, have some part for maintenance and update. And finally, we need to practice this plan in real life. Without sufficient practice, then any plan is just on paper. Therefore, our plan need to have the testing necessary, and we may update from those testing or practice. There is another theory, another recommendation about the four elements of supply chain business continuity planning. This is about planning all the action of plan, of making the plan. Okay, not plan itself. So for the process planning, then first it comes with the awareness. Awareness means you need to be aware. You need to be able to identify different risks in your operating environment, and then we may looking for some prevention measures, like how to prevent the risk to be happen. But not every risk can be prevented. For example, we could not prevent the natural disaster, earthquake, hurricane, flood. We could not prevent that, but we can prevent some local critical event like fire. We can prevent by setting up strict protocol on fire safety. Then we have remediation or the action that could be taken to reduce the impact of the disaster or of the risk. Like we can switch to backup plan, or we can purchase in advance some electric generator, so that even in the case of power outage, our operation could be continued, but with pretty high price. And finally, with knowledge management, then it is about managing the response, managing the knowledge of what we have learned from previous disaster, previous risk, and maybe apply the continuous improvement here. Okay, so this is just some small introduction into this one, and I think you already know this. Now, let's try some small question. Let's see how you may apply this thing in the question. I forgot to close question number 2. Now, let's start on question number 3. What factor would ensure the success of a contingency plan? Okay, Treasure and Felix agree on B. You see B, right? Any other opinion here? I O C B answer. Okay, so Nietzsche switch to C. Yeah. Uh, see. Nietzsche switch to C. All right, so we can close this question here, and let's see how I explain this. Okay, so the question is very simple. Without any scenario, what would ensure the success of contingency plan? The majority of the answer accrue it should be B, about we need to make a broad plan. However, the thing is, especially if you need to prepare some contingency plan for your department, some simple like the fire safety and prevention, then you know that if we just cover too many topics, then it would be quite hard for the employees or for everyone to follow, because they could not remember all of them. Even the one who create this plan would not remember all of them. Therefore, um, to ensure the success, then the people within your organization should be familiar with the protocol, with the process of risk response, and they would need to be trained regularly and ensure that your plan is up to date with the latest protocol on the safety and the recovery. C is a better option here. C is a better option here. Same with me. You could not recall every case. Okay, that's not practical. Our brain, our memory has a limit, and you need to practice to be perfect. All right, so congratulations, Nishi. You are the only one who answered this question correctly. Now, let's try with another question on the plan. What is the answer here? When a retailer relies on a single delivery service, then what could be the best contingency plan here? The majority of the answer are about B, but I see that Carol accused that should be D. So this question requires you to have a little experience in making the contingency plan. Contingency plan mean, as I say, plan B. What could be the plan B for a single delivery service? It should be, it has no alternative service. So we need to find another deliverer. We need to find another delivery service provider. Okay. Therefore, the question here has the answer B. Um, the switch to in-store pickup may have, but what about the inbound delivery? Should we arrange someone to go to the supplier side and pick up the things, whether we have enough or whether we have sufficient manpower and resources for that? The best alternative here is, of course, another delivery service. But if the quotation is too high, then we may consider to it ourselves by switching to make rather than buy. So the answer here, it's most likely it is B. It is still the most cost-effective measure to have a contingency plan. Okay, I may close Q4 here. All right. Let's switch to another topic about the insurance. Insurance. On particular things with the insurance in level 5 is about the principles of insurance, and we have 8 principles of insurance in Study Guide. Okay, and you can search for additional information easily online from the internet. There are 8 principles. First, utmost good faith. It means every party to insurance policy should understand their role, their rights and responsibilities, and they should provide the other party with honest information. Second, indemnity. It means the insurer would indemnify the insured or the loss that is stipulated within the contract and not more than that. And third, it is about insurable interest. It means the interest, we need to have a real interest here to be insured. okay, and not something distant. The fourth one is loss minimization. It means the insured has a duty to minimize the loss in case of the risk. Like even if you want to claim for fire insurance, you need to ensure that the organization has provide sufficient fire prevention, but it happened anyway due to not due to negligence of the whole organization, but due to uh, some uh, uh, some criminal act or some uh, unexpected event like a thunder may struck onto the warehouse. So the organization um, should have the measures to minimize the loss first if they want to claim for the insurance. Uh, Number five is contribution. It means if there are multiple insurance policies cover one matter, then each insurer would pay their fair share, okay, depending on the tie and the contract of each insurer. Number six is subrogation. Subrogation is the right or basically when you claim the damage, when you claim the payment from the insurer, they have the right to claim the damages from the party that caused the cost loss. For example, when your warehouse is on fire due to a sabotage act, okay, like from a disgruntled worker or from some um, competitor or from some local criminal group, then the insurer here may you may claim the money from the insurer, and the insurer may claim the damages from those people, especially when they cause the fire. And finally, we have the principle of proximate cost, where we have the where we have the cost of the extreme event and the loss here must be in the direct causal result relation, the direct causal relation, and not some indirect one. You could not claim for something like the loss of reputation or the loss of good faith after the fire happened because they can only compensate your goods that is lost during the fire. And second, this one is still very common in level 5 exam about the different type of insurance. You need to understand different type insurance. Here we have employee liability, which means it covers the employer in the employment contract that if during the work if there is any injury or death to the employee, then the employer would be responsible for that, and the insurance would cover their liability of negligence that lead to injury or death of some employee. Public liability cover the business about the liability toward the public. Like we have the duty of care to our area, but the visitor may suffer the injury due to some negligence, and the public liability would cover that they would cover that loss that damage. Professional indemnity covers the responsibility of a professional, like they practice in legal area or accounting or finance or any other professional area that may lead to damages or loss to the customer. If they have this insurance policy, then any loss would be compensated by the insurer. With product liability insurance, it means the manufacturer here may need to purchase some insurance policy so that in the case of faulty product or damages or the injury arising from the use of the product and that contribute to the manufacturer, they may have some cover. They may have some cover. And finally, with trade credit, you know that in the in international trade or even in domestic trade, we may work with someone we don't know, and we are not sure that if they have the ability to pay off this bill. Therefore, trade credit insurance may be necessary to cover the risk of non-payment. So the insurer here would pay you in case that your customer doesn't pay and they go default. They go default on the debt under the contract. So that is the trade credit insurance. Now, let's try another question about the principles for um, insurance. Okay, so what kind of principle here would about sharing the risk among multiple insurers? Let's see. You need to select two answers here and with a combination. The majority of the answers are about A, but only Nietzsche argued should be C. Any other opinion? And Troy also choose C. All right, let's close this question and let me review. So the question is about the principle that underpin the sharing of risk among multiple insurers. And I explained earlier, we have the principle of contribution. It is about the share of multiple insurer regarding risk that is insured, and therefore it must be it must the answer should be the one with number three. So we have B or C. And the other one here is number four, subrogation. Subrogation means the transfer of the right to sue the party that caused the damages from the insured to the insurer. And with this, then if the risk, if the damages is covered by multiple insurance policy, then it would involve the uh, it will involve multiple insurers. So the answer here is number three and number four. Okay, C. Congratulations to Troy and Nishi. Let's try question number 6 about product insurance. I can see that this time the answers are very balanced, or at least it seems to be balanced. There are two schools. One select A and one select B. And who is correct here? Okay, let's read the question again. But first, I need to close this question. Let's read, let's read the question again. Product insurance is designed to cover what types of situation? We have A as legal fees from lawsuits related to product use, and B, poor product design choices. As I said, then product insurance covers the liability regarding faulty products that may cause the harm to the consumer. And that kind of thing covers the faulty, not just the design. The design choice here may be purely about aesthetic purpose and not about any direct loss. Therefore, B is not the correct answer. Instead, product insurance may cover A, the fee that relate to the lawsuit, related to the damages or loss or injury related to product use. Therefore, question number 6, the correct answer is A. As you know, sometimes, or not sometimes, but usually, the exam questions may trick you with a lot of confusing wording of the answer, and then try to make it like it's very hard to decide which one is correct. So you need to read it carefully and have a mind for analytical assessment. All right. So let's move on the final part of today revision about different standard in risk measurement. We have the standard in we have some ISO standard with ISO 20400, that is sustainable procurement. ISO 28000 is security measurement system, and ISO 31000 is risk measurement. With 28,000, this is security measurement system, and It's about the system that cover the security, like the scope of that system, the uh, structure for security management, the leadership and planning for security management, and it's also a major part. It has also has a major part on risk management. It contains the content on the assessment and treatment of security-related risks, and also it has some reference to 31,000. With 31,000, it provides the guidelines and principle and some framework for managing the risk, especially like the process for risk management and the involvement of different stakeholders. Um, I think I can only provide that little information for you. Now, it's time for you to recall what you have read from study guide, and let's see how you answer this question. Number seven, what would be the benefits of 31,000 to a supplier? Yeah, and I think this one is very straightforward, and we have the anonymous answer B. Yeah, I think it's straightforward, and I can close this question here. So with question number seven, it's very simple. About the benefit of ISO 31000. And of course, it provides a structured framework for identifying and mitigating the risk. Okay, so B is correct. B is correct. Right. Now, how about question number eight? What are emphasized within 28,000? Well, I can see two answers so far from Nietzsche and Felix. Okay, and then I see the answer from Samuel, Carol, and Mabuza. So the majority here is about D, 1 and 3. And with Samuel answer C and Felix answer B. Answer Troy B. Okay. Any other thing? Any other answer? All right. I think I should close this question here. Okay, so the requirement within ISO 28000, ISO 28000. So it is about emergency, security measurement system, and it's about security measure and risk measurement. Okay, so there are two options here that maybe could be related to security thing. Like number one, continuous improvement of security measures, and number three, emergency preparedness and response. With number two, financial investment strategies, it's another part of other matter within the organization. It's not related to security management system, or so is the customer loyalty program. Therefore, the answer here should be 1 and 3, or option D. Okay, so we may close this question here. We will close our competition here. And Jessica, please help me to calculate who is the winner today. Jessica, are you there? Okay, good. We are seeing the result from Jessica. Thanks for assisting me. So among, you can see that we have 8 questions, and Jessica calculate the participation from Treasure, Nichi, Felix, Troy, Mukusike, and Noswith, Lucky, and Carol. And I can say that Nietzsche is performing pretty well with very stable performance, very quick, maybe often come with the first or second answer. And even with the question where most people are wrong, then Nietzsche still deliver the answer. However, Nietzsche still fails in question number 6. So there's no one who could answer every question correctly. But very good performance and very nice competition today. Congratulations to you, Nietzsche. You can turn on your micro and say what prize would you like to have?
Hello. Thank you
Yeah,
very
hello.
much. I would like I can't remember what the prizes were.
We can choose any practice question of our from us. We have the practice question for level 5 in L5M2, L5M3, L5M4, and upcoming L5M5 and L5M1. And
Can I please have the lifetime access to a practice test of choice?
Yes, of course. Which one would you like to have?
It's is it possible for I don't have it with me now. I think it's the first core module.
L5M1.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but could you wait until later this month where we publish this L5M1 online?
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, so we are about to release L5M5 soon with L5M2, L5M3, and L5M4. We already published that on Udemy. You can search for my courses and practice questions. And currently, we also have a promotion code for this practice question. Let me check. What is the code here? So the code is Lucky October, Lucky OCT 24, and it may give you the current back discount for this month. Okay, so the code for this month is Lucky Oct 24. Okay, Lucky OCT 24. If you purchase any our course on Udemy, you can apply this code, and it would give you the best price possible for the current promotion. And if you have any further questions, please contact us on WhatsApp, email, or you can visit our website at en.evohuman.edu.vn. Okay, thank you very much for joining today. And again, we have very interesting competition. See you another time with another topic in level 5 or even level 6, maybe starting next year. Thank you very much and goodbye.